it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is Sketch Sunday time. So it's the third Sunday of the month, which is normally Stretch the Sketch. And so a couple of us play along with that. So we usually use their sketch, and their sketch, I believe, is a page map sketch. You'll see that up there in the corner. I am not playing along with that. I think the Mega Traveler's Notebook from Disney, I just need some 12 by 12 time. So I will not be playing along with the Stretch the Sketch portion of it, but I will be playing along with the sketch. So I am digging into some of my 49 and Market, which I currently have quite an excessive amount. It used to all fit in an iris container, and then I went to a retreat, and now it doesn't. So I definitely need to use some more of that. I feel like 49th and Market is going to maybe be like a Maggie Holmes, like a hoarding aspect of things. So I don't want that to happen. So I definitely need to be using more of that. So I have 2 photos instead of the 3. And these are in the Palace in Seville. And the really cool thing about this area, and I didn't take a picture of the whole room because the part that I thought was the coolest was the floor. So, I mean, obviously we own a flooring store, so tile to us is very interesting. But it had beautiful tile on the walls, and those are actually figures of a couple that got married in this room, and this was where their reception was. And they did these tiles on the floor. So the second picture is the tiles on the floor, and you can see I'm like standing in one of them. And the whole purpose was for dancing. And so basically you kind of knew where your next spot was because you have these tiles to kind of direct you. And I just think that's so fun. And honestly, I totally love this pattern. I could totally have a bathroom floor that looks like this. I love this pattern. So I might have to keep that in mind for maybe the next house we design or something like that. So in the sketch, there are some blocks of paper. Some of them are hollowed out to be more like frames. I chose not to do that. Initially I was going to, but then I found this really pretty background paper with kind of those blues and yellows and oranges that are in the title, and I just decided that was enough. I did have to go in my scraps, and this blue paper you see is actually from Maggie Holmes Round Trip. Oh, there you go. Look, I used 49 and Market and Maggie Holmes today. So no hoarding happening this Sunday. So it's kind of mirrored. So that big long strip that I'm putting down now is kind of that big frame that you see in the back. And then the kind of solid background paper, I would say, would be this orange one. And then I just added this one, which gets moved around and flip-flopped several times because I like the back and I like the front. It is just a scrap of what I had. So for my photos, I matted them in another paper from the Peach set, I believe is what it is, 6x8. And it's got some light peach on peach stripes. So I matted the photos in that, and then I felt like it wasn't giving enough pump off of that orange paper, so that's when I went ahead and matted them on that blue as well. So that's basically how I ended up with the size of that long blue paper. is because I needed some for mats. So now I am going through the gobs of ephemera that I have, and this is not even remotely a dent of it. This ephemera pack, I do actually have it right here, was from the Whatever collection. I am going to use some laser cuts from the Color Swatch Inkwell and the Vintage Artistry Everywhere. So that is where the ephemera pieces are going to come from. So by this point, I have kind of quit looking at the sketch altogether, to be honest. And so I'm just going to work on some embellishment areas that I feel like need to be there. So I pull kind of 2 frames to kind of give a little nod to the fact that I was supposed to cut the big pieces of paper into frames, and I didn't. So I'm going to get some frames on here. I'm going to get some tickets. Obviously, we had to purchase tickets to go into this palace and do the self-tour. So I felt like the tickets worked well. I do kind of feel like tickets can just kind of go on anything. There's this little octagon piece that says details, and then I added a word sticker, well, it's not a sticker, a word ephemera piece that says right here. And then I also added like a faux bow. It's a bow. And then I'm also going to pull in a stamp, because I really, even though my idea was to show that this was a frame, I end up covering it all to the point that you cannot tell it's a frame anymore, and that's okay. I do like how it looks. I think I probably could move this floral that's gonna go down there up a little bit. Maybe I'll play with that while we're doing this voiceover. See if it, I'm not really sure I can move it anywhere that you could actually tell that it is a frame that makes sense. Maybe just a smidge that way. I don't know. It's going to be what it's going to be. So there's that flower there that I was actually just playing with. I did pop out another floral kind of cluster up and put that at the top as well. And then I love this paper doily. I think they should just sell like a ton of those. It's actually only half of one, which is kind of sad because I tucked it in and I could have used the other half of there if there was one, but there's not. So I put those there. I'm going to bring in some more orange with this butterfly. There is butterflies on the background paper. I'm also going to add a couple more stamps up there on that doily. And then I added a little suitcase up there at the top, just because we were traveling and I feel like that totally works. And then I believe I do go off screen. I glue everything down and I add my title. Now my title thickers are actually still sitting here as well. They are actually from We Are Memory Keepers Jet Set. Ooh, I have that collection. I probably should put that with it. And I just did my title as Dance. So that is going to do it for me today. I will have everybody playing along with the Sketch Sunday crew listed down below so you can see what they are doing with today's sketch. And remember to wear your crown, and we'll see you next week. Bye.